And we are live. Hi guys, this is Praios and I'm a professional gambler. And yeah, today I want to teach you how to properly study for poker. And if that's an interesting topic and if you want to do something for me and also for the YouTube algorithm, if you watch this on YouTube, please like. Also feel free to subscribe to not miss any of my future videos. Yeah, if you want to see me live and also ask questions and stuff, you can only do this on Twitch. And yeah, you should definitely also follow on Twitch if you didn't already. This is enough of the things that needed to be said. Let's now get into it. I also got the great Phil Galfond, who made a video about the same topic. So we will watch him and I will also give my opinion and my tips as well. So you have tips from two top pros here. So definitely stay tuned. Let's get into it.
Top 5 study tips to getting better at poker in your spare time.
Okay.
So do these 5 things throughout your day and you're getting better at poker.
Yeah. So top 5 study tips to get better at poker in your spare time. So it's a bad question as phrased.
It's so sick. He's so stuttering. He wasn't prepared for that. At least it seems so.
Or bad list as phrased because it's
high rate.
I'm going to take that back. It just is the in your spare time. It tells me that it comes from a non-poker player, but
yeah, that's definitely a good point he made, because if you say in your spare time, yeah, you are usually a recreational player, but yeah, if you are a poker pro, you organize your day in a way that you are like, say, I play 6 hours a day and then I do 2 hours of studying. At least that's how I did it. Or actually, I didn't do it this way. I just played for, let's say 4 hours or something. And then I studied and I took as much time as it needed to be to finish for the day. So let's move on. So I always put a lot of emphasis into studying. I know many people don't do it or don't do it enough. But yeah, this will help your win rate a lot if you do enough theory and work with solvers and stuff. It also needs a great intro like this. Top 5.
So I mean, the reason, by the way, that I don't love top 5 lists when it comes to just generally speaking.
Generally speaking, I also don't like improvised top 5 lists. It's always better to get prepared and stuff like this when you are not stuttering and stuff. I mean, it helps that he at least is a native speaker, but for me, I also have the language barrier to overcome, as yeah, my native language is German, but I'm improving. At least I hope so. I guess compared to my old videos, my English already improved a lot, but yeah, that's not the topic of the video, so let's continue.
Is that it implies that there's kind of a quick way to improve at something that there isn't a quick way for, or a quick kind of list of things.
Yeah, there's not a shortcut to success. You have to work hard, and that's for most part true in whatever you want to be successful in. So it is good to be talented, but yeah, if talent is not working, he will also not get things done and get to the top. So talent needs always be combined with a lot of hard work and training.
That you read this or you listen to this or you watch this, and now you've covered like your biggest mistakes, and that just doesn't exist. And especially for studying, what I always say is that I think everybody learns differently, and I think it's really important to try studying in a number of different ways and figure out what works for you. But I do think I can have some things to say about studying, so let's try it. So the first tip about studying poker, I'm actually just going to go with what I just said, is as you go through different types of poker studies, see what works for you. And a big part of figuring out what works for you is doing a type of study that does not drain you, does not bore you, does not stress you out. And so it's finding a study method that you enjoy, or at least kind of enjoy.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, what is the study type that you enjoy? I mean, when it's just watching videos or something, you just will get to a certain point and then you are capped. But if you do work with solvers, for example, you can definitely overcome this barrier. So I think that tip is sort of nonsense. But I also got another tip for you. If you want to be good in something and think that you can be very successful, choose something you love and like to do. Because if you don't like it, you probably will not make it, because you will hate studying, learning, and doing that thing. And after a short amount of time, you probably give up. So don't start with poker, for example, if you don't like and enjoy the game.
I feel myself veering off the top 5 structure. But for me, I don't enjoy, putting a flop into a solver and putting, some ranges in and just going through and be like, okay, this is how I play this spot. This is how these types of hands want to play. And just going through in a solver, I really dislike it.
Yeah, it's a bit boring and dry for sure, but I think the nerdiest people are doing exactly this, and some of them are like the best players in the world. For example, how is this guy called? The German-speaking one too, the No Limit Hold'em guy. Yeah, can't. What is his name? For fuck's sake. Whatever his name is, tell me in the comments or in the chat. How the fuck is his name? Yeah, whatever. But yeah, I think what he just explains is probably the most effective way. And yeah, at best also make spreadsheets and stuff where that you don't forget it that much, that quickly, and that you can go over it again and again and learn the things.
Do it for an hour if I have to, but I basically never do that. And so what I like doing is, I like talking to people about poker who are strong players, or even less strong players that ask good questions. B, I like to play with tools like Vision GTO Trainer, which happens to be my own training sites tool. But basically, and there are lots of them out there, especially for No Limit Hold'em, but this is for PLO right now, where it has a practice mode where it will feed you spots as if you were playing.
Yeah, that's definitely also helpful if you have a practice mode. But I think it's not as helpful as the method described before, because what you really need to do, especially in PLO, where are like hundreds of thousands possible combinations of whole cards and flops and stuff. I mean, even more than that. But and you don't want to remember each one individually, but you need to find patterns and group things together. And you can do this way better by not doing practice mode and going through stuff, but you need to get a solver, take a certain hand type, and then do this dry work and try to find patterns and how you need to react in certain situations. And yeah, therefore practice mode is just rubbish.
Online, and you make a decision and tells you if you're right or wrong. And from there, you can just move on to the next example, or you can.
And by the way, for Potman Omaha, I recommend 2 solvers. One is PLO Trainer, referral link in my about page on Twitch and also in the description on YouTube. And the other one is the one of Phil Galfond. It's called PLO Vision, and yeah, both tools are great. Both have different strengths and weaknesses. PLO Trainer is better for post-flop, as it has more sims for that, and PLO Trainer is a bit more accurate and better for pre-flop, so choose the one that better suits you, or you can even get both if you are very serious about learning it and maybe even playing high stakes already, and then you can also go to 2 programs and learn. I at some point had both. Nowadays I have none, because unfortunately both PLO, the site of Phil Galfond run it once, and PLO Mastermind both don't want to give it to me for free anymore, because nobody signs up through my link. And I'm also not playing anymore, so no point in buying it.
Dig in and say, okay, well, why was I wrong about that? What is it doing with these hands? What is it doing with these hands? That's probably my favorite way to study. And then the third, which is kind of similar, is where I can take a deeper dive into kind of the more boring to me solver tools, is if I played a hand that I think is very interesting, and I just can't stop thinking about it, then I go investigate that hand, and kind of that's the motivation or the impetus I need to start doing some of that more, I don't know, trudging through solver land. And then similarly, if I'm playing against an opponent who I think has, certain leaks, and I want to figure out how to adjust, that can motivate me to do some of that harder work as well, where I go and investigate, okay, well, so I think they're not betting enough of these hands. What should I do about it? So really for me, it's talking to people, playing with a tool like Vision that allows you to practice mode, and then basically doing the harder work if and only.
He's also doing some disguised advertisement for Vision, because he likes to study more in this way. But it's fine. I mean, he has to promote his site. And Vision, don't get me wrong, Vision is a good tool. So I still, on the side, try to find out the name of this dude, and I was still not able to figure it out, but I probably will do at some point. Let's start the video, but unfortunately, I'm also very bad at multitasking and might not get everything he says.
If I find the motivation from having played. So I guess we could call that 1, 2, and 3. And then the other study tips.
Linus Löhliger is the name. What is his screen name? Linus Love. Okay, this was the guy I was searching the nick. Sorry about that again. Let's start again with this video.
I would say, well, I guess 4 is actually, I like watching training videos, and I actually enjoy that more than 1, 2, and 3.
I think watching training videos just gets you to a certain point and not above it. And if you want to become not only good but great, trainings videos will not improve you at a certain point. At some point, you have to look into your personal weaknesses and work on that. And training videos usually don't do that.
But I think that after I think watching more than a couple a week is not as valuable a use of your time as doing 1, 2, and 3. But
okay, so it's 0.4, so the other ones are more valuable. Okay, fair enough. I also think that it's not that valuable. I mean, it can be very valuable. It happens. I mean, it depends on the stage of your personal development. If you are a noob, training videos can push you very much. But if you are already on a high level, training videos will not do that much for you, especially because I always feel that a lot of people holding back on these, especially if it's on Twitch and for free. People do more entertaining and don't try to teach you any lessons and concepts.
I think to watch a couple a week, that might, for me, move up to
a few exceptions, and one is my channel. I don't hold anything back.
number one, because I enjoy it. It doesn't tax my brain. So especially if I'm playing a lot, I find that if I spend 3 hours studying and then I play, my brain's not firing on all cylinders while I play. Whereas if I just watch a video passively, I do still learn some things, and then I go play and my brain is able to operate at.
I think that's not true, because if you really watch a video, try to get everything, think through the decisions as the player does in the video, then it is very exhausting, and then it's equally hard to do when playing a session and thinking hard. If I get a video from someone very good, I try to get every information possible, and also overthink the stuff he does and question the stuff he says. And that's also a good way to learn. So yeah, questioning things other people do, for example, or if someone says in this situation this and that is right, and when you are, wait a moment, I don't think that's necessarily true, and then you look into it, and yeah, it also happens very often if I see someone saying something and when I do my analysis and I come to a different conclusion. So yeah. As for investing, do your own research, think for yourself, and don't blindly trust in things other people do, especially if they don't make sense to you.
Capacity, hopefully. So that actually moves to the top of the list for me. Number one, watch training videos in, I don't want to say in moderation. If you want to watch more, watch more. But I think if you are the level of player that uses solver study tools, or has a coach or a mentor or friends that play at a high level that you like to discuss hands with, I think after watching, a couple.
I actually watch 0 training videos. I most of the time find them boring. And yeah, if it's not interesting, often they are also done badly. There's just a guy playing, not talking enough, and then I almost fall asleep and don't listen properly. So for me personally, training videos do nothing. I mean, it can be entertaining to watch, especially if it's high stakes, but it's not doing anything for my game.
Videos a week, time would be better spent on those other things, if you have the opportunity. And if you don't, keep watching video. Like if you're a casual player and it doesn't make sense for you to torture yourself with really boring work just to get a little bit better, watch training videos all the time. I mean, I think they're a great way to get better, and usually entertaining as well. So it's enjoyable. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 5 is play. I think that study without play is not useful. It's, I shouldn't say that. It's a fraction of as useful as it is with play. I think that to really digest the concept.
Yeah, I mean, why should you play? Why should you study poker if you are not playing? Then it's worthless. I mean, I basically do that, but at least I have a YouTube channel which makes me exactly $0.0 a month. But yeah, still, it's a bit of fun. And if I am able to return to playing poker at some point, I will not be that rusty. But yeah, if you don't play it, it does not make much sense to study. And yeah, you obviously also need to put the theory into practice to get a deeper understanding, and also get this into your long-term memory, and don't forget it afterwards.
Concepts that you're studying in any of these ways, you need to put hands in where you have something at stake and you care, because that allows you to put kind of things that you've learned into action, see what went wrong, see what didn't, and the fact that you care about the result is going to be motivation to go back and do more of those things, and also motivation to kind of hammer the concepts home. I don't understand the brain chemistry behind it, but I know that it works. I know that playing those hands helps things sink in more, and whether you have positive or negative experiences as you play those hands, I think both kind of re-emphasize or amplify the effects of playing and studying.
On that last one, do you walk into playing with a short list of, today I'm going to focus on these things that I've been studying, or do you just clear your mind and now I'm going to play?
I think that it does vary for, based on the person and based on kind of what their studying is. So for me personally, the type of studying that is like, okay, I'm going to go into a solver and I'm going to just like explore some concepts, or even, I'm going to go into this trainer and I'm going to practice facing turn C bets and 3-bet pots, or something I did a lot all year. I don't go in those things. I go into the game, I clear my mind, and that's it. I don't think about those things. But sometimes what I'll do, and especially with a mental game coach, Elliot Rowe, is I've got some kind of goals for myself or objectives this session. So with his help, I'll clear my mind. I'll start to think about what I need to do differently, or what I really need to do during this session to achieve success, or to increase my.
I need to pause for just a brief moment. We'll be back very soon. Okay, we are back live. Sorry for that. Needed to take care of some personal stuff, but yeah, let's continue with the video.
Expectation or expected value. And so it'll be like, okay, I need to I need to play with more discipline today.
I also think everyone is different, and everyone has leaks in different areas. So your journey to become a good poker player is different for everyone else. For example, some guy might need a lot of emotional training to not tilt and stuff, while someone else needs more theory and does not get the concepts as quick as he should. So yeah, everyone is difficult. Also, everyone enjoys other types of studying. Some are more visual, some need to hear stuff, some need both, and yeah, some need math, and some are more intuitively. And yeah, so the approach has to be different a bit for everyone. Yeah, but yeah, let's see what Phil has to say in the last minute, and then I will tell you how I study and what is best for me.
Because sometimes I will notice that, I've got a good strategy, let's say, like I understand the game well, but I'm not taking the extra 5 seconds to realize that this hand that seems kind of good should actually fold the turn because of what I know about my opponent, or because of the board texture or something.
But this has nothing to do with a study tip.
Something like that. And so sometimes I'll go in, I'll clear my head, I'll think, I need to play more discipline today. And that's kind of, I keep that in mind. Another is, I need to remember to not miss out on bluffs today, or maybe not miss out on river bluffs today. It can be specific. So sometimes I'll go in with an objective or two in mind for the session, and I find that to be useful. But I think everybody learns differently, and everybody kind of performs well with different inputs. So experiment and talk to other people.
Yeah, so that's basically what I said. Each people are different and have different learning styles and stuff. And yeah, he's basically saying the same in other words.
People.
Okay, we are already finished with what he has to say. For me personally, it's best to... I usually play a session, and then I have Gyatso, it's called. It's a tool which helps you to make screenshots. And in every situation where I'm unsure or want to know more about it, I take a screenshot. Sometimes also I just change my hand a bit later when I think, okay, this is now a clear spot, but what do I do with hand X or high and Y? Then I analyze this later. So that's how I study. And sometimes I also have things like, okay, I wonder what the general strategy is in here. So what is the percentage I should be open raising and stuff. And yeah, I also look in these general things. This is very easy, especially for pre-flop. But it's also helpful to do this and have an idea what the frequencies should look like. And therefore, a solver is just perfect. So if you wonder, okay, this is a monochrome board. In general, what should be my c-bet frequencies and which type of hands do I want to continuation bet? Which you cannot, or it's at least hard to figure out on your own. And if you are not playing a purely exploitative style, you have to go back to a solver and see what the best strategy is and what is the c-bet frequency and how often you check back and stuff. So yeah, I do a lot of screenshots while in session, and then I analyze the spots later with the help of the solver. Sometimes also with, how is it called? Gut wird ein... What is it? PLO something. This is also like the best price product for its for the money on the market. But how is it called? That's another very good question, which I should have an answer to, but apparently don't. Okay, I found it into my programs. It's Pro Poker Tools Odds Oracle. not sponsored or anything. Not sure if I even have an affiliate program, but this tool is absolutely great. I think it's insanely cheap, like $100 or something. And you can analyze every single game, basically, what's on the market, like starts and limit hold'em, no limit hold'em, pot limit Omaha, 5 cards, 6 cards. So this is perfect and cheap, and also helps to find out the best way to play against people who are not trying to play GTO. So people that have ranges that differs a lot from the perfect playstyle, you basically have to use another program, and this one is perfect for that. Yeah, so I experiment a lot with solvers and Poker Tools Odds Oracle. And yeah, in addition to these very specific spots, I also try to have a game plan on, a general game plan and now the baseline strategy. So for example, I am UTG. What is my opening percentage? How should I react to 3-bets, to 4-bets? Or how often should I 3-bet from the button against UTG? Stuff like that. You should have a baseline understanding so that you don't 3-bet way too much or way too little. And yeah, same is true for different sort of flops. So if that's a lockdown board, I think the general strategy is to not bet that much. And so you should not have a continuation bet percentage of 80%. Otherwise, you would be quite exploitable. So yeah. So have a good general plan first. But yeah, this is also, you don't have to put in that much work, to be honest. So just go through all the things like paired board, and also look into the low paired boards or the high paired boards. Then go to the monochrome boards. Then you go to the very drawy boards and the lockdown boards and see the frequencies, try to remember them, make a spreadsheet. Same for pre-flop now, what positions should get in, how often, and then just play, try to apply these concepts. Look into your numbers, see where you need to improve on, and do that. So you also need a statistics tool. Hold'em Manager, for example, is great, where you can get your own stats and also the stats from your opponents. And that's basically how I do it. So have a general game plan, and if you don't know, for example, like if you wonder, okay, how should I play double pairs in pot limit Omaha? You don't have a baseline idea, then go into a solver and look into pre-flop and post-flop and learn how it's done. And go through all these hand categories, have a good understanding, and then at some point more questions will come up. Then you wonder, okay, have I played this correctly? Then you go into the specific spot and learn even more. So so my approach would be first, good general game plan, and then while playing you get even more questions, and then try to answer them as well. And at some point you will have a poker brain and you would be almost as good as a solver. I mean, probably not even close to, but good enough to beat most human competition. So I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching. If you didn't do already, definitely follow, and also consider to like, subscribe, and all these other good things if you watch this on YouTube. Just click all these beautiful buttons. Good luck, and tell me in the comments also how you study and what you think are the best tips to improve quickly and in the most efficient way. So bye-bye.